Ganito ba yung kumain daw ng buhay kay Jinky Luistro, mga kababayan, ang lead counsel ng prosecution team, na sa unang araw ay bakbakan agad, mga kababayan, Luistro versus Season. Ano nga bang nangyari dito kahapon? Sabi ng mga DDS ay ganito ang nangyayari. Laway lang ang makikita mo sa isang Luistro.
Aray ko.
Talaga ba? Nakita nyo lang yung puti sa gilid ng bibig ni Luistro. No? Pero hindi nyo nakita ang essence ng kanyang mga sinasabi. Compare dun sa inahangaan nyo, animal na yan. Oo, mga kababayan, magaling din si Season para sa akin. Kaya lang, mga kababayan, hindi magmamatter kapag, alam mo, ang lagi mong palusot ay ang binoto ng 32 million, gusto nyo lang paalisin. Gusto nyo lang ma-dismiss dahil yung sarili nyong politika. Para saan ba ang impeachment? 'Di ba? Accountability and transparency. Ano ba ang pinagkaiba nila, mga kababayan? Ano ba ang pinunto dito ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro kahapon para masabi natin na talaga naman, mga kababayan, talagang nilampaso po niya. Siya ang tunay na kumain ng buhay dito kay Attorney Sheila Season. Kasi yung abogado ng DDS na si Attorney Sheila, mga kababayan, 'di ba? Una, ang kanyang depensa ay pinayagan naman daw si Sara Duterte, mga kababayan, sa kanyang confidential funds nitong si Bersamin at ni Mina Pangandaman. Yes, tama, legal yun, di ba? Kaya lang, ang tanong, yung paggasta ba ay legal? Maayos bang nagasta ang pondo? O isa pa, itong parte sa operasyon ng sindikato, di ba? Si Pangandaman ay nasa DBM na during Digong's time. Nandun din siya. Si Bersamin ay ganun din. Di ba? Sabi nga ni Luistro, ang korupsyon ay nila ay nagsimula pa nang maupo ang mga Duterte, kaya may impeachment dahil ngayon lang nahuli. 'Di ba? Pakinggan nyo.
We may criticize one another. They may compete fiercely for power. That is democracy. But democracy ends when violence begins. Sa kasaysayan ng ating republika, walang vice presidente na may kaibigan na hitman. Ngayon lang. Walang vice presidente na nagpapapatay ng Pangulo. Ngayon lang. Walang vice presidente na handang magpapatay para lamang makaupo sa pwesto. Ngayon lang. The Constitution provides many means on how to resolve political conflict. Election, legislation, public debate, judicial review, and even impeachment. But it does not permit threats. It does not permit violence.
Correct.
It does not permit people entrusted with power to place themselves above constitutional restraints. Your Honors, at the center of this case lies a simple question, perhaps the most important to any republic. When the people entrust power to a public official, does the public official remain accountable to the people, or do the people become accountable to the public official? The Constitution's answer is very clear. Power belongs to the people. Public office is merely borrowed. And every borrowed power carries with it the obligation to account for its use. If a barangay treasurer must account for public fund, then so must the vice president. If an ordinary public servant can be investigated, then so can the highest officials of the government. If ordinary citizen is expected to obey the rules, then surely those who govern them must obey them first. Otherwise, what lessons do we teach our children? That there is law for the powerful and another for everyone else? That accountability exists only for the weak? That public office grants immunity against accountability? Your Honors, this is not the republic envisioned by the Constitution. This is not the republic deserved by the Filipino people. Therefore, the prosecution asks only this. Look at the evidence. Listen to the witnesses. Examine the records. Follow the evidence wherever it leads. Judge this case, not by politics,
Correct.
not by popularity, not by fear, not by loyalty. Judge this case by the Constitution. Judge this case by the evidence. Years from now, future generations will not remember today's political alliances. They will not remember today's headlines. They will not remember today's slogans. What they will remember is when accountability was tested, the institutions of the Republic stood firm. They will remember only one thing: what this court did when the Constitution called. Future generations will not ask how powerful the respondent was. They will not ask how loud the political debate became. But they will ask one thing: when the Constitution called, did the Republic answer? Your Honors, this is that moment. This is the moment the Constitution anticipated. This is the moment when accountability must mean exactly what it says. This is the moment when public office must truly remain a public trust. This is the moment when the Republic must demonstrate that laws are applied equally to the powerful and the powerless alike. At matapos marinig ang mga saksi, matapos masuri ang mga dokumento, matapos matimbang lahat ng ebidensya, ang prosekusyon ay naniniwala at naninindigan. Isa lamang ang maliwanag na konklusyon. Ang tiwalang ipinagkaloob ay nilabag. Ang kapangyarihang ipinahiram ay inabuso. At ang konstitusyon mismo ang humihingi ng pananagutan. Amid the clarity of the mandate of the Constitution, political noise continues. Political squabbles continues. Political division continues. Please, let me conclude. Salus populi est suprema lex. The welfare of the people is the supreme law.
Okay, so kung pagmamasdan nyo maigi, mga kababayan, yung galaw ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, no? Hindi siya parang robot, 'di ba? Kasi sabi ko nga nung nakaraan, explain in one word, no? Ang mga DDS. Sabi ko, robot. Bakit? Hindi nag-iisip Utusan, 'di ba? Kahit anong sabihin mo, 'yun ang sinusunod. Robot. Hindi na kailangan mag-isip. Ngayon, mga kababayan, para sa akin si Jinky Luistro ay talagang na-target niya po yung puso ng mamamayang Pilipino. Tinarget niya po, mga kababayan, no? Nire-recognize niya ang karapatan ng bawat Pilipino. Kumbaga, sabi nga ni Dean Mel Santamaria, Congresswoman Jinky Luistro completely owned the oral presentation today. 'Di ba? While the defense speaker felt like a dry legal lecture, heavy on complex rhetorical questions that I believe had people tuning out. Pag pinakinggan mo itong si Sheila Season, mga kababayan, parang robot, walang emotion. 'Di ba? Sobrang as in walang emotion. Pakinggan nyo kung paano siya pati yung kanyang galaw. Gusto ko sana iparinig lang muna sa inyo pero mga kababayan, subukan po ninyo na habang piniplay ko ito ay subukan yung pumikit. No? Subukan yung pumikit. At subukan nyo din dumilat. At tingnan nyo kung may pagkakaiba ang kanilang galaw. Parang literal, mga kababayan, na ikaw ay, alam mo yung mga estudyante na walang emotion, ikaw ay parang nagsaulo lang. 'Di ba? Nag-memorize ka lang ng script. As in talagang totally wala lang, 'di ba? Para matapos lang yung time mo na nakapag-memorize ka lang. Ganito. Etong si 'di ba? Tama Ami. Jinky Luistro speaks from the heart. While on the other hand, mga kababayan, it speaks from the script, 'di ba?
Aray ko.
Oh.
trial of the Vice President and in the days ahead. Fellow Filipinos, good afternoon.
Robot as in
As we begin
palingkera,
today
walang
the
feeling.
impeachment trial of the Vice President and in the days ahead,
Oh.
this court will undertake its constitutional task of receiving and weighing the party's evidence and ultimately to decide whether these pieces of evidence justify either a judgment of conviction or acquittal, guided only by its members' conscience and their solemn oath to do impartial justice. The present undertaking of this court, therefore, not only carries the weight of the Constitution, but also the imprint of our nation's history, because the Filipino people
Layo.
have shown that they never forget. We, as a nation, never forget. But why is the act of remembering important? What does it matter to our history and to ordinary Filipinos? Because in this trial, the prosecution proposes that we unseat the Vice President elected to office by more than 32 million Filipino people, more than the number of votes cast for the sitting president, and much greater than any of the votes secured by each of the members of the House of Representatives who now are here to prosecute her and seek to undo this people's choice. Sa makatwid, ang malinaw na layunin sa likod ng mga paratang na ito ay ang pagpapatalsik sa isang vice-presidenteng inihalal ng mahigit 32 milyong Pilipino at bunga ng kanilang malayang pagpapasya.
Nakakatawa, no?
Aray ko.
Isipin nyo, mga kababayan, na ang defense ay ang kanyang narrative na ang impeachment daw na ito ay talagang nagpapakita lamang ng pag-unseat sa isang vice-presidente na ibinoto ng 32 million.
Aray ko.
So, ibig mo pang sabihin, Attorney Sheila, na ang isang binoto ng mamamayang Pilipino na mayroong talagang, di ba, talaga naman napakalaki ng bilang na 32 million eh. Pero, iyon ba ay nagmamatter? Yun ba, mga kababayan, ay ibig bang sabihin na ang binoto ng 32 million ay hindi pwede na ma-unseat? Ha? Parang sinabi mo na, mga kababayan, 32 million ang bumoto dyan. So, siya ay untouchable. Dapat, hindi nyo dapat alisin sa pwesto. Ganun ba yon? Ang batas ba natin, mga kababayan, may nagsasabi na kapag ito ay binoto ng napakaraming Pilipino, dapat hindi maalis sa pwesto?
Aray ko.
So parang sinabi mo na ang isang magnanakaw, kapag binoto ng napakaraming Pilipino, yun ba ay kanyang depensa na kaagad? Yun ba ay kanyang shield para hindi maalis sa pwesto? Diba? Mga kababayan, anong sabi ni Jinky Luistro? Na kapag, mga kababayan, ang isang bagay ay kinalimutan na natin ang isang bagay na dapat nating panagutin ang isang tao sa kanyang kasalanan sa accountability and transparency. Diba dapat, mga kababayan, wala tayong pinipili? Kasi kapag the moment na ginamit natin ang prinsipyo na ito ay ibinoto ng napakaraming Pilipino, eh di, para saan pa ang batas? 'Di ba? Para saan pa ang ating konstitusyon? So wala nang silbi. 'Di ba? Wala nang silbi. Oh. Sabi nga ni Mel Santamaria, instead of getting bogged down in the details of the evidence, she firmly captured the high moral ground. She spoke directly to the core values that every Filipino must protect, framing the issue not as a mere debate, but as a profound concern for the future of the Republic. Yan si Luistro. The defense speaker appeared completely stoic all the way, rigid, emotionless, and delivering lines like a machine reading a script. Luistro brought the room to life. She was expressive, commanding, and radiated an authentic energy. Diba? Every gesture, every facial expression, and every shift in her tone showed someone who was not just reciting a legal brief, but genuinely carrying the pulse and sentiments of the Filipino people. Diba? Authentic, legit, organic yung makikita mo. Kahit pumikit ka, mga kababayan, ramdam mo ang sinasabi ni Luistro. Pero pag kay attorney season, pumikit ka, mga kababayan, para kang nakikinig sa robot. Kapag tumilat ka, ganun pa rin. Emotionless. 'Di ba? Ang kanyang ginagamit lang na depensa, binoto yan ng 32 million. Wag niyong i-unseat. Bawal yun. Ganun ba yun?
Whatever one's political persuasion is, the reality is that the prosecution now comes before this court to remove a vice president chosen by an overwhelming number of the electorate. You all have heard the prosecution say repeatedly that this is because they seek accountability, that the people have a right to hold their leaders accountable. This is not a matter of debate. Indeed, the people have a right to demand accountability from their leaders. What we have yet to hear from the prosecution, however, is this. When the Constitution declared under Section 1, Article 11, that public office is a public trust and that public officers and employees must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives, the Constitution does not only speak to the Vice President. It also demands the same standards from the prosecutors. Being public officers themselves, the public prosecutors and the members of the House of Representatives are also held to the same constitutional standard. And so we must remember what history tells us. This is not the first time that members of the House of Representatives have attempted to remove the Vice President
Babalik-balik,
and in a manner not compliant with the Constitution. In a July 25, 2025 decision, the Supreme Court unanimously declared in Duterte versus House of Representatives, GR numbers 278353 and 278359, that the impeachment proceedings in the House of Representatives were tainted with grave abuse of discretion, rendering the articles of impeachment that the House transmitted last year to the Senate as void ab initio. Early this year, the Supreme Court unanimously denied with finality the House of Representatives' motion for reconsideration of that decision, with a reminder that while impeachment is a powerful democratic process to call out corruption and grave abuse, impeachment can be abused, and that impeachment should never be abused to maintain the hegemonic dominance of greed by shaming those who occupy high government positions into preventing them from doing what they were sworn to do.
What? Breaking news! Nasa Senado na si Lustay. Uy, good news yan!
Perhaps the most enduring reminder of the Supreme Court that we must not forget in the entire course of this trial is that, in the words of the court, the rule of law that does justice is our lodestar, and that justice includes accountability. Justice includes fairness. Without fairness, there is abuse. This fairness is what our democracy is all about.
May pa-fairness ka pa.
Aray ko.
Totoo naman, di ba? Mga kababayan, dapat may fairness talaga. Pero parang kay Sara nyo lang nakikita yung fairness, pero kung iisipin natin, mga kababayan, kung fairness ang pinag-uusapan, are you being fair, di ba, sa mga tao po na kagaya natin na nasa baba, 'di ba? We are looking for the answer, 'di ba? We are looking for the accountability and transparency. We are looking for Sara Duterte to answer all the allegations against her. But then again, mga kababayan, ano ang nangyari? Di ba? Sana nga, sabi ni Ma'am Mari Bigaray, nasa Senado na si Lustay.
Aray ko.
But the thing is, will she be able to answer all the allegation in front of all Filipino people out there? Mga kababayan? Or siya ay magpapakita lang doon, mga kababayan, for what you call media mileage?
Aray ko.
Diba? Baka mamaya, nandun si Lustay para sa media mileage lang. Not to answer all the allegation against her. Diba? Oh.
It is in light of these reminders that we draw attention to certain fundamental legal principles that we think we must not forget throughout this trial. Mga batayang prinsipyo na dapat nating tandaan sa buong panahon ng paglilitis na ito, anuman ang ating kulay o politika. If we are to be true and honest to our proclaimed values, such as the pursuit of accountability, justice, and integrity in our system of government, then we must remain possessed of an unyielding resolve to ensure that the trial and judgment in this case are done in accordance with the command of the Constitution, the majesty of the law, and the discipline required by the rules. Otherwise, those who stand in sanctimonious judgment of the Vice President will send a clear message that the law can be bent when it suits the convenience of the powerful, and that justice can be sacrificed at the altar of partisan interests. Mahalagang tandaan ang mahigpit na paalala ng ating Korte Suprema. Impeachment is not a purely political proceeding. It is primarily a legal, political, and constitutional mechanism. Ibig sabihin, kailangang naayon sa batas at konstitusyon ang anumang proseso nito. According to the Constitution, it is the Senate that shall have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment. This power is not shared. The Constitution...
Hindi ko alam kung sinong tinitingnan niya tuwing siya po ay tumitingin sa kaliwa. Hindi ko alam kung kay Luistro ba siya tumitingin.
Aray ko.
Diba? Hindi ko kasi maano kung sang side ba sila Luistro, siya ba yung parang tinitingnan ng parang ano nangaasar yung mga patingin-tingin no?
gives no other body, department, tribunal, agency, or a mere committee of any of these institutions the power to try an impeachment case. The House merely initiates, the Senate tries. Yet, we have seen the Committee on Justice conduct what its chairperson, the lead prosecutor in this case, described as a mini trial, which, as we all had witnessed, became a vast fishing expedition of alleged evidence that were not even part of the impeachment complaints under its consideration and which the respondent accused was made to answer.
Yan yung inutos ng Supreme Court
Aray ko.
Diba? Yan yung ruling na inilabas nila na dapat si Sara Duterte ay dumaan sa isang, di ba mga kababayan, bigyan ng due process. Sabi nga dito ni Jock, no, mga kababayan, hindi license yung 32 million, tapos yung sinasabi ninyo na nag-commit o nag-conduct ng mini trial, mga kababayan, at sinasabi pa dito ni Sheila Sison, hindi daw pwede na gamitin yung mga yung yaman, 'di ba? Yung yaman na mag-asawang Duterte, mga kababayan, bago pa siya naging vice presidente. Paano hindi gagamitin? Yun ay isang malaking bagay, mahalagang patunay na kung paano po nag-evolve o paano po lumaki yung kanilang yaman na, 'di ba? Wala namang mga matitinong negosyo.
Aray ko.
Yung mga negosyo nila lagi nagsasara. Saan nila kinukuha yun despite the fact na napakarami lang ginagastos. Napakaraming abogado. 'Di ba kung sino-sino ang kanila pong pinopondohan.
Sagutin mo, hindi legal.
Oh.
Well,
Unang-una, hindi naman license yung 32 million votes, no, na mag-commit tayo ng mga paglabag sa batas. Lalong-lalo na kung ikaw ay isang public officer. Diba?
Correct.
Nakasaad sa ating saligang batas na merong mga accountability mechanism na kung saan merong mga pananagutan na dapat harapin ang mga public officer kung merong silang nilabag na batas o mga alituntunin sa ating saligang batas. So, this will not change what do you call this? Yung
Desisyonan niyo na to, Mr.
isang
President.
akusado, kapag siya ay
Desisyon.
hindi humarap sa isang accountability mechanism. No? And this goes the same to all impeachable officers kasi kaya nga meron ito sa ating constitution dahil paano natin mapapanagot ang mga makapangyarihan sa ating gobyerno kung wala nito? But does that mean because you're the most powerful person in the government and because you were able to get X amount of votes, does that give you a license to commit all these violations? Sa akin palagay, medyo hindi yun ang intensyon nung gumawa ng ating saligang batas. Kaya nga nilagay ito is because para proteksyonan ang ating mga ang interest ng ating mga mamamayang Pilipino. Doon sa mga maaaring pag-abuso o hindi kaya pag-violate ng ating mga opisyal sa gobyerno na matataas ang mga tungkulin.
Okay, so yun mga kababayan, hindi po tawag dito, hindi pwedeng maging scapegoat, hindi pwedeng maging shield ang 32 million na bumoto para ikaw ay mapanagot sa pagkakasala mo sa batas, no? At yung pangkaraniwang mamamayan ay nagsalita na rin, mga kababayan. Ang hirap daw makinig kay Attorney Sheila. Bakit? Sa gitna daw ng sandamakmak na non-sequitur arguments at political inuwendo niya, kailangan pa natin isipin kung anong shampoo ang gamit niya. Tapos ang hilig pa niya mag-emphasize ng multiple words sa isang sentence na para bang may naglalaro ng volume ng mic niya. Sabi ni Mon Rivera, really lost my trust in lawyers. Akala ko matatalino sila but there is Bondoc, Marcoleta, Sara, and Roque, and now her. Diba, mga kababayan? Talaga naman napakahirap niyang intindihin eh. Alam mo sa isang lawyer, okay lang sana yung kung ikaw ay magbabanggit ng mga alam mo yun, it rings a bell, 'di ba? It rings a bell. Pero mga kababayan, bakit alam natin magkakaiba talaga sila ng style. Pero what really talagang yung masasabi natin na talagang alam mo pag ikaw magiging interesado ka, what makes you interested? Talaga yun may intindihan mo, yung kuha mo yung puso ng bawat Pilipino at yung mga nakikinig, 'di ba? Kapag ang mga nakikinig ay hindi kumbaga yung mga nakikinig hindi ka na pinakikinggan, ibig sabihin hindi sila interesado sa iyo. Aray ko. 'Di ba? O shoutout daw po mga kababayan kay Ma'am Victoria Bartolome. Salamat po sa walang sawang panonood. Ayun. I don't know where she went to law school. Season, you better get more schooling about being a good lawyer. You are an undercooked lawyer. Alam niyo siguro naman magaling ito. Kaya lang mga kababayan, kasi syempre mapupunta ba yan sa, 'di ba? At kukunin ba yan kung hindi magaling? Kaya lang, mas nakatapat siya ng mas magaling. Mas nakatapat siya ng taong sincero. Mas nakatapat siya ng taong... Kasi mga kababayan, hindi ito yung Tandaan po natin ang impeachment, kasama dyan, magmamatter talaga yung taong bayan. 'Di ba? Ito ay inaabangan eh. 'Di ba? Kung sino yung humuli sa puso ng taong bayan, kung sino yung nakakurot sa puso ng taong bayan, it really a big matter. 'Di ba? Talagang iba 'yun na usapin. Kasi it makes you interested to listen. 'Di ba? Palagay ko guys, mahihirapan talaga. Ma'am Nida Sanga, mahihirapan talaga ang defense dito. Kaya siguro 'di ba sabi nila, what their tactical or tactic mga kababayan is not to attend BP Sara Duterte. It should be or it must be her counsel, mga kababayan, to represent her. No? Di ba yung sabi nila kahapon na hindi daw kailangan pumunta si BP Sara Duterte? And now, why suddenly Sara Duterte, mga kababayan, pumunta po sa Congress? So therefore, mga ka-GP, ay nakita po natin na siguro sabi nila, kailangan, necessary na talaga na nandito si Sara Duterte to help us. Kasi alam nila na si Sara Duterte can bring, di ba? Can bring people. Oh. Baka maawa yung tao.
Aray ko.
Yun ang gusto nila na sabihin. Na magpapapiling biktima na naman sila.